Alrighty, we are doing a live VOD review. This is a Doomfist gameplay VOD review. I think in bronze. Bronze Doomfist. Let's see what happens. This should be interesting. We're on Oasis here. Okay, so your first problem is you're not ready for the game to start. As Doomfist, it's very important that you establish early positioning so that you can use your abilities to get in and get value and not die. So, um, starting the round late may seem like a very tiny little mistake, but on Doom, yeah, you don't want to do that. Your Reinhardt is also AFK. So what should happen if this other team has brain cells? You're down 4 people, so they should just walk in and kill everyone and you lose because you're down 2 people. So, okay, there's a lot of things. Doomfist, you want to set yourself up on a high ground at the beginning of fights whenever possible. So you should be positioning over here. This is because as Doomfist, you need to be able to use your abilities in order to get value, and you need to use your abilities to also get out. So by starting on a high ground, you can use your slam either by just slamming directly on them or like doing the jump and then slam. So you have like the arc of movement, you know. Um, and so like look at this. Imagine if you're using your E to slam onto these 3 guys, you uppercut all 3 of them. That means both of their supports are less than half HP already. Maybe you finish off the Mercy and then either you can punch out or you can kill the Brig or the Mercy or whoever's still alive with your punch, and then your team can just walk in and kill them all for free. But instead, because you walked out of spawn late, you're here with 30 HP looking at a Reaper on low ground and not doing anything. Um, so, yeah, you want to be trying to maximize every tiny little inch percentage of value that you possibly can. So, things like this, it seems small, but like you're missing this because like these small little mistakes are causing you to not see this. And if you see this on Doomfist, you just kill their entire team. There's nothing they can do. So alright, so here's another thing. You get the kill on the Reaper. That's very cool. You have no abilities right now. And there is a Roadhog, a Brig, a Soldier who is being damage boosted, who are all looking at you. You should die here. There's no world in which you should live right now. It's important. So what you need to do instead on Doomfist is you need to save one of your abilities to get out at all times, because getting out and living is the most important thing that you need to be aware of, because the longer that you're alive, the more opportunities you can take advantage of, the more things that you can do, the more kills you can get, the more damage, etc., etc., etc. The longer you're alive, the more value you can get. If you die, you can't get any value. There's literally zero way for you to get value unless you get rezzed, but you're not going to get rezzed here. So that's why getting on the high ground is so useful. So like you can seismic slam in, you can uppercut, pop pop with your primary fire, and then you can like punch your way out to a safe location, you know? Or you can punch in, uppercut somebody, and then seismic slam out. Those are like the 2 main combos. But you want to avoid using all of your abilities to get in, because then you can't get out. You're just stuck. So you should die. Wow, look at that. Crazy. very small things, but you want to use your abilities to get out of spawn because it's faster. Your team's already going in. If you're behind in spawn, you're not getting any value, and you need to maximize your value. Nobody's going to be looking at you out of spawn. Like, nobody's going to be diving a Doomfist when he goes out of spawn, so you're safe to use all of your abilities here.
At least I'm not a hog.
But like, just waddling is so slow. You can just use your punch and stuff. And like, you're not saving your abilities for anything. Like, nobody's going to be here. So, and by the time you get here, you'll have all of your abilities again. So let's see. You're gonna use all of your abilities and hope that your team wins the fight. If your team doesn't win the fight, you die. And you might die even if your team wins the fight. Let's see what happens. So you punch in. Okay, you're chilling. This is fine.
Your time run out.
So this is fine because you're playing in your team. You're playing with your Reinhardt. It's alright.
Meteor strike.
This is just kind of. I'm not really sure. I would recommend playing more Doomfist parkour. Your movement seems a little wonky, but yeah, that just comes with time. Like, just play more Doomfist parkour, get better at the movement. Because like, this is not a fight that you want to be taking. Like, you want to, like, I don't know, punch this guy out and then you get out, you know? But because you neither punched him out nor got out yourself, you're just gonna die. And this is another thing that is gonna be useful for you. And this is something that I mentioned with Tracer, is target focus. Like, who on their team do you want to be fighting? You want to be fighting their Mercy, and you want to be fighting their Soldier. You don't want to be dealing with this guy, or maybe their Break, maybe killing their Break too. You don't really want to be dealing with the Reaper. So like, if you get into a situation like this where there's a Reaper and you know that you don't want to fucking fight a Reaper, you can just peace out. You have way more mobility. Or you can make him peace out, like with your abilities and stuff, but make sure that you also peace out.
Die. This is not the end.
So let's see if you use all of your abilities, and now you're stuck here, and now you're gonna die. Yep. Use all your abilities, no way to get out, you die.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Helden sterben nicht.
I take it on.
Heroes never die.
So again, use your abilities out of spawn. Waddling back takes forever.
Still need you. Help me.
So I assume you guys lose this.
I'm overloading.
There's no way y'all win.
I will not die.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna do something real fast. I'm gonna go into training range. There's some useful things I think that you should know about Doom, like some useful combos and stuff. And I'm definitely not an expert
Only
Doomfist
through
player by
conflict
any means,
do we
but
evolve.
like some very useful things that I really haven't seen you doing. You don't have to charge up your punch a whole lot to go very far. So you can do that just by charging it up a tiny bit. And the way that you do this is you jump at the like right before you're gonna release your punch, and then at the end of your punch, you press jump again. So you can just slingshot yourself forward. Um, that's a really good one. Another really useful combo is like the whole okay, of course I missed it. Hold on a sec. It's the seismic slam into the uppercut. So you can like that.
Don't let me interrupt.
Getting really comfortable with that combo is going to be really useful. So like if I don't know, if there's a support like right here, you just seismic slam, uppercut, 2 punches, and they're dead, you know? And then you can combo that with like the punch to get out. So you do it, and then you're out, you know? And like what the fuck can they do to that? And the faster it is, the less damage you take, which means the more uptime you're gonna have, the more shit you can do. Yeah, it's very good. So I'd get used to the combos, get used to the movement a whole lot, and you know they'll just improve you so much.
Stay down.
Just kind of mechanical stuff. So let's go back to the VOD. Replays. This one.
Welcome to Oasis. Ready for battle.
I know we have our differences, but you're...
Alright. So Doom on this map is kinda rough. And the reason for that is there's kinda two high grounds. There's this high ground and then there's this high ground. But I mean this one's kinda niche and it's hard to get to. So that basically means that this is really the only high ground that you're gonna be staging from. So if your team can take control over this high ground, that's fantastic. But if the other team plays Pharah, Echo, or long range stuff, they can just poke you out and you cannot do anything at all, and it's just rough. Um, so you don't really see a whole lot of people playing Doomfist on this map. But I mean, like you can definitely make it work. It's just gonna be a little bit difficult.
Your support has arrived.
So yeah, you should be taking this high ground. Punch in. You have used all of your abilities. Your team is just crumbling, and this isn't necessarily your fault, but I mean, you're just kind of punching around this brig and not killing her. But the main thing is you punched in, slam down, uppercut, you're stuck here. You cannot leave until you get your punch back. That's very dangerous for you. You can very easily die there, so avoid doing that.
Securing the point.
The other thing is punching supports into walls is useful. Try to, try if you can, try to angle the punch so that you're punching them into the wall.
Come out and face me.
Get into position.
Yikes, you're gonna die. And so even you still had your uppercut, which is an ability, but that's not really an escape tool, so you're just dead here. So you need to have either your slam or your punch in order to get out at all times.
I'm not finished.
I think also you're kind of just brawling with the team a lot, which you can do as Reaper or as Doomfist. And that is kind of like a play style, but I think that you'll find that it's really difficult to kill people as Doomfist when they know that you're like right in front of them and that you're trying to kill them, because then they can just use their abilities and kill you instead, and then you die. So with Doomfist, you want to kind of play a little sneaky. So like, taking high grounds and then seismic slamming onto the back line, or like coming in from like an off angle and like punching their team as they go through like a rotation or they're pushing or something. Just like wherever you can find somebody who's a little like caught out, like they're not expecting you to be there, that's when you hit them. That's the best time if you get the surprise factor. And I feel like right now you're not really going on any flanks at all. You're just kind of trying to brawl with the team. Um, so that whole figuring out like when they're going to not be expecting you, where you should be so that they don't expect you, that's a whole thing. And like that's something that you can very easily mess up and just feed. But if you can get it right, then it's really, really good. And the only way to really figure out when you can do that and where you can do that and when you can't and where you can't is to try it. And, just kind of trial and error. See what works, see what doesn't, see what people pick up on, see what people punish you for, see what people don't.
You should try my meatballs.
This is my
If
will.
you build it, they will. Turret's under fire!
I will also mention you guys have the worst team comp I think I might have ever seen. Punch.
Heroes never die.
Let's go. Cancel out that shit. Something that you're also doing, you're charging up punch more than you need to. Um, Especially like if you're going to be punching people away, like creating space, you're not really going to be damaging them. Like the only damage you get on your punch really is when you land them into a wall. Um, so like if it's like a Roadhog or something, you don't have to charge that. Like the knockback and the stun is what you need. So you can just have a very, very short punch up and still get the effect that you want out of it. And the reason why I say that is like if you're charging up a punch right in front of a Roadhog, if he has a brain, he should just hook you and you're dead. So this guy has hook. He doesn't have a brain, fortunately. Um, but like, yeah, he should probably die here. I just did it way too late. You're also just kind of using abilities willy-nilly. I would try to think about what abilities you're using when and why you're using them. Like, are you when you use that seismic slam, were you trying to slam on anyone? And like, I don't know. It just kind of seems like you're spamming abilities, and maybe that comes from like fighting games. I'm not really sure. Because you were doing that with your Echo Beam too. But um, try to have a reason for like what abilities you're using, especially with characters like Doomfist, because abilities are his entire kit. He does nothing without his abilities. So if you're just throwing out your abilities willy-nilly and not getting any value from it, then there is much room to improve there. So like this punch, right? Let's just use this as an example. Uh, or like that seismic slam. Like who are you trying to slam there? Anybody? Are you trying to slam the hog, the monkey? And this punch, right? So you see a Reaper and a Roadhog here. Who are you trying to punch? And why? Are you trying to kill the hog? Are you trying to force out the Reaper? If you're trying to kill the hog, then why are you aiming at the Reaper? If you're trying to kill the Reaper, then you should know that he has Wraith and he can just Wraith out of your punch. So this is probably not a target that you want to kill. I wouldn't be wanting to fight either of these guys. The hog is weak, so I'm down to kill that guy, but I I'm not sure why you're aiming at the Reaper. And then you like quick flick over to the Roadhog, but after he has already walked away from the wall, so you're not going to get this kill either way.
Flatten.
Okay, you get the kill. Well, I guess that's my bad. Um, but I don't know. Never mind, I guess. Yeah, you're definitely charging up your punch too much. I'll do it again, but make sure that you try to learn the like the slingshot thing where you charge up your punch at the end of your punch you press jump because that will slingshot you forward and that's really good for movement and stuff. And so like if you just charge it up a tiny bit and slingshot yourself over here, then you can go deal with this Winston a lot faster. It's just more efficient. And like you've used your abilities to go look at this guy and haven't done anything to him and now he's dead. And so like this entire time you've been doing nothing, which uh, is fine. Like you won the fight, but like anytime you can maximize the amount of value you're getting, the better, you know?
You should try my meatball.
Damn, if you saw that soldier here, that would be a fantastic opportunity to do the seismic slam uppercut, punch 2 times and then punch out. Um, soldier is a really, really nice target for you because his only mobility is his running. But if you stun lock him with your abilities, he can't run away. And so, like, then he can't do shit. And, like, he can drop his healing pad, but if he's in the fucking air after you uppercut him, he can't do shit. He's not healing. So soldier's a really good target for you to, if you land, like, your seismic slam on him, it's pretty much over for him. So that's a good target for you to focus.
Meteor strike.
It's probably a good idea to ult there. I like this. Find the mercy. But then you spam your abilities, and now you have none. You spam your abilities, don't get value from them. Now you have no escape plan, and now you're dead. So like it was a good idea. Like go for the mercy. The mercy was 1 HP. You just need. I think you just panicked a little bit. You land on her, just shoot her, and then if she drops over here, just seismic slam her, and then uppercut, and then punch out. Instead of spamming your seismic slam and uppercut, not hitting them, and then using your punch to try to get a kill, and then you have no escape route, you know? That was a good idea. You had the right idea.
Lose the battle. Win the war.
Heroes never die.
Nice, you're using abilities out of spawn, that's good. Nice. I noticed that you're using punch to initiate a lot. Maybe try seismic slamming, uppercutting people instead of punching in. That you might find success in that. Because like the one shot ability is really tempting to use, but it's also difficult to land a lot. And like these players are not really doing too much to prevent you from punching them, but once you actually play people who understand what Doomfist does, then it'll be even harder. So seismic slamming, like playing with your team, seismic slamming, uppercutting, and then punching out, that can be really useful. Or going on high ground, seismic slamming and punching, or uppercutting and punching out. So like you're 100 HP right now, and you're going in, and you've already used your uppercut. Thing with you, which is fantastic. but you should be fine. You have no abilities, and you're in their team right now.
Meteor strike!
You have no abilities, and you're going in. Risky. Just chill for a sec. Just chill. Just wait. If this Brig was good, she would kill you now. As a Brig player, if this was me, I would fucking kill you now. So yeah, that's definitely the main two problems right now are you're going in and not using your abilities to get out again and preserve your life. And I think you're just kind of spamming your abilities and not really thinking about why you're using them or if this is like the appropriate time to use them. You're just kind of using them off cooldown.
Score.
So having a little bit more purpose behind your actions will be helpful, I think.
Ready
This
for
is going to
battle.
be the best map on this
Once the mission starts,
on this entire map.
no more
This
messing
round
around.
right here, University. This will be the strongest for you because guess what there is right next to the point? There's wow, it's a high ground. You should play on that. Let's see if you do.
5, 4,
On me.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
Everybody! Try my meatball.
You're not on high ground, but their Doomfist is. I wonder if he will dominate this fight. You have no abilities, and this hog is one, and you might get the kill, and you might live, but you really shouldn't. Wow, look at that! Not only were you punished, but you were punished by the guy who played the right positioning! Dude, that is, as a coach, that just makes me happy right there. That's literally perfect. So yeah, like, is killing the hog worth your life? No, because now you can't do anything, and now you're hoping that your random teammates who got matched with you can just carry you through this fight. Are you confident that your random matchmaking teammates can carry this fight? Probably. Ability usage, having a purpose. Now you're down here.
Your time's run out.
Very nice. You let your mercy die there. If you just punch this guy, stagger him, and like you're the one fighting him, so your mercy can res. She doesn't die, she gets the res off.
Damn.
You're punching up your punch too much. Oh shit. What is this Zen doing?
My will.
No chance.
So this is, I'm okay with this. You have no abilities, but you're going in. This is a good opportunity to go in. Where is their team? In their fucking spawn. You guys have won this fight. You can afford to be aggressive. Your Moira is using her coalescence. You're gonna have that damage and health boost from her. Absolutely just fucking int. It doesn't, like, you will not die. That's fantastic. But you can only do that when your team has already won the fight, or you're using an aggressive cooldown, or you have your ultimate. As long as you have like support, a way out, or something, you can int. But if you don't have those things, do not int. Play your life.
Get into position.
I foresee great things.
Are you going to the high ground? Oh, let's go.
Fall back.
Just what I need. Though I needed the help.
Go now. Fuck this guy. Fuck him up.
Heroes never die.
Meteor strike!
When you have your ult, you can use all your abilities. So like you slammed in, your uppercut, that's fine. You can fucking punch this guy too, and then you ult.
This is not the end.
Nice. Moira is not a great target for you because unless you can like insta kill her, she can just fade away, and then all of your effort is for nothing. Also, you're in their team, you have no abilities. You're dead.
I take it on the chin.
Let's think about if we should be going in right now. They have point already. There's 5 of them alive. Their Winston's over here. You had your Torb alive only, and that's it. We should not be going in here. You're just giving them ult charge. You're not gonna get a kill. You shouldn't get a kill. Dude, like what? You should... Even still, it doesn't fucking matter. Because they have point control. They're getting value from this anyway. You're just staggering
Lose
yourself.
the battle.
You should not have gotten that kill. That shit is hilarious. You need to seismic slam the fuck out of here right now. Dominated. Nice.
Just what I need.
You do this weird thing where you'll like charge up a punch and just stare at a wall and then just try to flick and kill them. I'm not really sure why. Like, what are you looking at? Who are you looking at right now? Just like, it's so hard to hit this flick punch. Just look at the look whoever you want to hit. Just look at them. It's fine. Like, cause you just missed this point blank punch because you're just staring at a fucking wall instead of the soldier.
Meteor strike!
Oh, you could have lived. You could have lived. That would have actually been perfect. You kill the soldier and then you punch out and take this mini. That would have been perfect actually.
Everyone get on the objective.
Okay, you can just kill their Moira too. I guess she doesn't have fade. Then, why don't you kill their Reinhardt while you're at it? I have no idea where to punch her right now, to be honest. Okay, let's go. Alright, you just frag out, I guess. This is a low elo moment. You should have died. Also, on Doomfist, I don't think I've heard you call for heals a single time, and maybe the replay viewer doesn't replay that, but if you're low HP, you should be fucking screaming at this Mercy to heal you before you go in. Because you're going in with like half HP, you probably will die if they look at you. You have no abilities, you're dead. I just, like, you should be dead. I don't understand. You're going in with fucking 50 HP. This is the fact that you're alive right now is a Christmas miracle.
Meteor strike! Meteor strike!
Wow, what a game.
Victory.
Crazy. So yeah, you've definitely got some bad habits because the players you're playing with don't know how to turn around, I guess. Um, uh, but yeah, the main problem is you're just going in using all your abilities and then you have no way out and you die. So be conscious about that. If your team is up in the fight and your team is like using ultimates and they're there to support you, blow all your cooldowns. I'm down. But if they're not, don't do that because you'll just die and feed. Especially once the players like actually grow brain cells and look at you, because then you'll definitely die. Um, but you're definitely fragging, so good shit. Um, also, just try to if you want to try to be more a little more sneaky. Take some flanks, try to hit them when they're not expecting you to. Like Doomfist can be so brutal because your team will be pushing in, and then their enemy Doomfist is just behind you and kills your support, and then you're down a player, and like what the fuck? What the fuck, team? Can you not just fucking die to a Doomfist, please? It can be brutal. You can just tilt people so hard if they're like walking out of spawn and you just spawn camp them, or they they just get a pick in the fight and then you just kill their entire backline because they didn't know where you were and you just popped around a corner. That can be really nice too. Um, so yeah, hopefully this is useful. A lot of stuff there to think about and keep in mind. Oh, last thing, try to use your abilities for a purpose, instead of just spamming them. So like if there's nobody in front of you, you don't have to use your abilities for that. Um, because I definitely noticed you spam especially your seismic slam, you'll kind of spam that. And your seismic slam is really fucking useful. So try to have a little bit more purpose with everything. But yeah, overall, not too bad. You guys pulled that around. I did not think you were gonna win that game after the first round. Um, but good shit.